Well, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Healthcare Professional Network webinar. My name is Jackie Russo. I'm a nurse and a dentist from Boca Raton, Florida, and today we'll be discussing how to unleash the power of health and wealth in your practice. We've got a special guest today who's going to be talking about a revolutionary technology called the Biophotonic Scanner and how you can create a wellness center in your practice by integrating this technology into your comprehensive exam. John Whitaker is a retired lieutenant colonel in the Marines who has a strong background in nutrition and business. His experience leading Fortune 500 companies, as well as owning his own nutrition business, has allowed him to help thousands of healthcare professionals improve their patients' lives while adding impressive profit centers in the practice. So, John, it's with pleasure. I say take it away.
Well, Jackie, thanks for the introduction. Again, my name is John Whitaker. I've been working with a company called New Skin Enterprises for several years now. We've been helping healthcare professionals integrate a nutritional testing program into their practice. And that program has been very beneficial for patients and helping them understand their health and nutrition. It's been very beneficial for doctors in terms of their cash flow. And recently, we've been able to modify this program a little bit to specifically make it applicable to people in the eye industry, healthcare professionals like optometrists or ophthalmologists that are dealing with eye health. What at the core of this is a piece of equipment we call a biophotonic scanner. Now, the scanner was originally developed at the University of Utah, and they were actually doing research on a disease called age-related macular degeneration, AMD, and was funded by the government. The initial plan was that this piece of equipment would just be a test piece of equipment to do research with. And our company went over and after the development of the first biophotonic scanner, we went over and looked at the prototype, and we saw a commercial application. We paid about $45 million for the patents to the device, and then we sunk another $100 million or so. We're right at about $150 million in investment into this device to get it downsized and set up so that you could do these measurements quickly. Now, the way it works is it emits a light at a very specific frequency. It uses a Nobel Prize-winning technology called Raman spectroscopy. Essentially, we know that organic molecules have a frequency at which they will resonate, and so the scientists had to determine what was the frequency that an antioxidant resonates at, what's its spectral fingerprint, if you will, and we discovered it was 473 nanometers. So we have a very narrow-banded 473 nanometer light that comes out, shines into the palm of the hand. If there's a lot of antioxidants in your tissue, then we'll get a lot of reflected light back into the machine. It picks it up with a ray detector and a spectrum analyzer and sends it over to a computer program. And we have created a scale that gives us a very accurate reading of antioxidant status in the body. Now, there are many good clinicals. There's 6 good clinicals that are listed on our website, and Jackie will give you that website at the end of the presentation. If you want to go out and read through the clinical data on how we scientifically prove that this scanner accurately measures antioxidants, the data is there, the clinicals are there, it's all published, and you could read that on your own time. Right now, what I will tell you is that we've invested over $150 million in this piece of technology. We have good clinicals that scientifically validate that when you stick your hand in front of a biophotonic scanner, you're receiving an antioxidant score that is more accurate than a blood serum test or measuring free radicals in urine test or any other procedure that you could use. This is the gold standard for nutritional measurement. Now, here is what we're talking to healthcare professionals. If we were to place this device in a practice, there are 2 distinct benefits. And so this presentation is going to be a little bit schizophrenic. For part of it, you're going to need to have a healthcare professional hat on, your doctor's hat on, and you're going to have to listen sort of in medical terms, benefits to the patient. And then at somewhere in the presentation, we're going to switch over to the business side of this because each practice is also a business. We have to pay the rent and the mortgage and the employees and the insurance and all those things. And so no matter how good a piece of technology is available to you, it's really nice that piece of technology can pay for itself and actually drive some cash flow into the practice. So what we're going to see for the patients is a benefit for their eye health, but not only for their eye health, but there is an overall benefit to the entire body. I mean, we don't need to have PhDs in nutrition to know that the American diet is generally lacking, that most of the patients that walk into a practice, their lunch is probably going to be a Big Mac fry and Coke. Every Wednesday night's pizza night, and we know that there's a lot of people out there that are not getting adequate nutrition in their diet, and we're going to visibly show them, scientifically measure that nutritional level and show them where they're at, and hopefully they're going to change some eating habits, and we're also going to talk about nutritional supplementation and send them down a healthier path. At the same time, this is going to allow you to charge for the testing. We're going to show you here in a second how this really generates cash flow in the practice when we put our business hat on, and it's going to make a practice unique. So here is what has really piqued our interest with eye care professionals. There's been a couple of large studies, the age-related eye disease study and then the age-related eye disease study too. And I'm not going to go through all the details of that, but here's the summation. The summation is that eye health is directly related to antioxidant status in the body. This number one cause of blindness for people over 50, age-related macular degeneration, and number two only behind diabetes. Both of those diseases, by the way, are very much related to poor nutrition. And what the studies tell us is that if we can improve nutrition, we can improve eye health, and we believe the way to start that improvement is through measurement. And so what happened is after these two studies came out, there's been a lot of articles, there's been a lot of buzz about the ARED study, the AREDS2 study, and what are nutritional companies doing? They're going to jump on the bandwagon and start to create AREDS compliant, if you will, nutritional products. Now, here's the problem. There are hundreds of nutritional companies out there. In fact, Jackie was telling you about my background. For a period of time, I owned some retail nutrition stores, and at one time I had a catalog listing of about 1,600 companies that I could order nutritional products from. And so all of these companies, or majority of these companies, are now creating eye formulas that are going to be in conjunction or in compliance with this ARED study. Now, here's the issue, is how do you tell the good products from the bad products? Just because a product has vitamin E in it, is it natural vitamin E or is it synthetic vitamin E? Is the nutrients in a particle size that's absorbable to the body? Are they put together with binders and fillers? Is someone measuring and monitoring moisture content, too much moisture, and the product's going to oxidize before it ever gets into the consumer's hand? Are we monitoring these products for bacterial count and all sorts of quality control issues? And so how do you choose? Now, when I owned the nutrition company, here's how I made my decisions. I looked at industry standards, things like good manufacturing practices, or I would look for a consumer's lab endorsement, or I love to see a National Safety Foundation endorsement. You don't see that on very many products. But if it has an NSF endorsement, that means it's in compliance with all the nutritional regulations, or maybe a banned substance and control group endorsement saying, hey, there's no carcinogens in this product. We're certifying that this product independently lab tested. This product has no heavy metals or PCBs or carcinogens. Well, Pharmanex does all of that for its products. But even with that said, we're still wondering, how absorbable is a product? How well does the product work? Is the product truly providing a health benefit in the body? And that's why the Biophotonic Scanner makes this program different from all other nutritional programs, because it allows us to do a baseline measurement of a patient. Here is your antioxidant score today. Come back in 30 days. If you modify your diet or if we put you on high-quality nutritional supplements, come back in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Let us retest you at some point in the future and let us prove to you, or let us scientifically find out whether this nutritional product that you're taking is creating a health benefit in the body. And that's what we think the Biophotonic Scanner is so critical. The scanner and the supplements have endorsements, have been accepted by the scientific community. I'm not going to read all the list down on this slide, but one of the things for a healthcare professional, I would be happy to know that the New York Academy of Sciences endorses what we're doing. Now, for your patients, their validation, their best friend is a guy by the name of Dr. Oz. And Dr. Oz had our scanner. He found out that we had a piece of equipment that can measure nutritional levels in the body, and they built an entire television show around our scanner. He actually measured the nutritional levels of everybody in his audience, and we have clipped about 5 minutes of that, and we'll have it on this website that Jackie will introduce you to at the end of this presentation. And what's really neat about that is because it's a produced television show, in about 5 minutes, you get a good explanation of how the scanner works. You get a good explanation of what the score means. And the other thing you'll see is some statistics from Dr. Oz's audience. And what you'll see in his audience is about 80% of his audience, now these are probably at least as health conscious as the rest of the U.S. population, come up short. They come up nutritionally short. And again, if you'll just stop and think about how most people eat, we have, Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, all the fast food restaurants are just booming in this down economy. And the produce section is probably the least visited section of your local grocery store. So it should not come to us as a surprise that a lot of your patients are not getting adequate nutrition. And here again is a way to visually and scientifically show them their nutritional levels. So just like a lot of nutritional companies, Pharmanex just built an eye formula based on the ARED studies. And if you go down the left column, you look over in the right column, what you'll see is that we have mirrored what the ARED studies recommends. Now, the one thing that we added to the product, if you look down at the bottom, we added alpha-lipoic acid, and I will tell you why we did that. It's a powerful antioxidant that is both water and fat soluble. It's one of the few antioxidants that does both. It's sort of a super antioxidant. The other side benefit of alpha-lipoic acid is that it is a blood sugar regulator. It helps with glucose regulation, and we've seen a lot of problems. Eye health and diabetes are so related that we felt like that it was appropriate. The other thing you'll notice is that we use D-alpha-tocopherol, which is the natural form of vitamin E, and depending on what research you look at, it's somewhere between 8 and 27 times more antioxidant than the synthetic vitamin E that was used in the ARED study, and we believe that's a significant upgrade. But the real thing that I want you to pick up from this slide is the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see scanner certified, a symbol that says scanner certified. Here's what we do as a company. when we put together a formula, and we want to know that that formula is going to have a health benefit for the patient that takes it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do that baseline measurement. We're going to put them on the formula. We're going to come back in 60 days and do a retest. If their antioxidant scores have not improved, then we're going to refund the patient their money. This is a performance-guaranteed nutritional program, and that is pretty exciting. So let me just give me a second here, and let me advance the slide. Here we go. So now what we're going to do with that little pause there is we're going to get away from the health benefit from the patient for a minute. We're going to talk business. The benefit to the patient is they get a baseline reading of their nutritional levels. We can show them where they're at. We can make recommendations for diet and nutritional supplementation. And over a period of time, we can improve their antioxidant status and therefore improve their health, change their risk assessment for these diseases like AMD that are related to low levels of antioxidants. So now that we have that behind us, let's talk about how this piece of equipment generates money in the practice. And it does it two ways. The first is on the testing. You watch the Dr. Oz clip. He actually sticks his hand in the scanner and continues to carry on with his television show for about 90 seconds, and bang, up pops the score. It takes 90 seconds from the time we stick someone's hand in that scanner until we have an accurate measurement of their nutritional levels. It's setting someone down, explaining what we're doing. The whole procedure is less than 5 minutes. And every time we stick someone's hand in that scanner, we're going to charge a fee. It's a $20 fee. So I have a optometrist that has one of these scanners. A while back, he's walking to his practice, and it's like eye exam special, $79, eye exam with an antioxidant test, $99. So every person that gets tested, extra $20. So routinely, we see optometrists do in excess of 100 scans a month. So if you, let's just say 100 scans a month at $20 a scan, that's an additional $2,000 that you can add to your practice. And that money's just going to come in. It's cash. It's not billable to insurance. You're not waiting. It's just a $20 fee that you're going to collect from the patient instantly. As you do that, it takes less than 5 minutes to do the procedure, 90 seconds for the actual test, and $20 flows into the practice. The second stream of income is going to come from the sale of nutritional supplements. Again, there's going to be 1 or 2% of the population that is super health conscious. They're the kind of people that get up and they have, strawberries and grapefruit for breakfast, and they go out for lunch and they're going to have a salad, a soup and a salad for lunch, and dinner is going to be a piece of salmon surrounded by 3 vegetables. And those people are very rare in our population. There's going to be another 10% that's going to have adequate levels of nutrition, but somewhere around 80, a little more than 80% of your population is going to come in, and they're going to show up with less nutrition than what we have learned, having scanned 13 million people. They're going to have nutritional levels that do not reflect 6 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. And the National Cancer Institute.
John, did we lose you there, friend?
Hopefully didn't lose me.
Oh, okay.
Are we still got me?
Yes.
All right. Sorry about the interruption, guys. Every now and then the phone fades. I don't know why, but I think we're back on. So let's go back to scanning income, in case you missed it. Scanning income is a $20 fee. You do 100 patients a month, you generate $24,000 for the practice. You do 200 patients a month, you want to generate $48,000 a year for the practice, just in scanning fees. That's straightforward income, easy to understand. But for those patients who have inadequate antioxidant scores, we're going to make a recommendation for the eye formula. And as if you look at the ARED study, there is also a recommendation for omega-3 oils, EPA and DHA. And so some people are already consuming a lot of fish or taking a high-quality fish oil. We can add the high-quality omega oil that they need for the program. If they would have a complete nutritional package, so we can just address their antioxidant status with an eye formula that's AREDS compliant, or if they're not taking a nutritional package of their own, and they're probably not if they have low toxin scores, we can also recommend that they would step up all of these programs, by the way, and are certified. We'll recommend that they step up to a product called LifePak. And this is a complete multivitamin, multimineral, trace mineral, and that program is going to run them about $64 a month. It's a $2 a day, if you will, program. Now, if somebody would like optimal nutrition, let's say we have someone who's really health conscious or family history of cancer or heart disease, worried about their eyes, worried about their health, the best nutritional package on the planet is a product called LifePak Nano. It is our flagship product, LifePak, that incorporates a nanotechnology that increases the absorption of all the lipid nutrients. It's an incredible product. And if you bring a scanner into your practice, we do training on all three of these options. That costs the patient the equivalent of a 50 non-fat latte at Starbucks every day. You know, if they're spending $4 a day for their coffee, they can spend $4 a day for a complete nutritional package. It's going to cover bone density health, the omega-3 oils, extra antioxidants. All three of these packages are going to raise their antioxidant status and again, protect the eyes. Now let's talk about what the nutritional program does. Someone comes in, they have inadequate levels of nutrition, they will select the package. Maybe they select the eye formula, maybe they select LifePak, maybe they select LifePak Nano. We're going to take their credit card and their address, very quickly enter that into a database online, or if we wanted to, you could call an 800 number and give the information over the phone and create a customer. The customer will receive their product directly from Pharmanex. It's a direct ship from our warehouse. Products are manufactured just in time, so we're not talking about nutrients that have been sitting in a nutrition store for 6 months or sitting in a warehouse for 8 months and then sitting in a nutrition store for 6 months. These are going to go straight from manufacturing to the consumer, to the patient, and what the doctor gets is commission income every time that product ships. Not just the first time, but every time. So if you put somebody on a complete nutritional program, we call it LifePak because we expect them to stay on it for the rest of their life. Every month when that product ships, it creates a commission for the doctor. So the LifePak Nano, for example, every month that it ships, it creates $25 commission for the doctor. That patient is worth $300 a year to the doctor for taking 5 minutes to put their hand in the scanner, scan them, show them their antioxidant status, and then tell them the benefit of going on high-quality nutritional program. We're going to take care of that patient. We're going to take care of that patient as a customer. We're going to do the shipping. We're going to have an 800 number. We're going to answer their questions about the nutritional products. They want to change their shipping date, change their credit card. We handle all of that. Once they leave the practice, we do the fulfillment, and the doctor continues to draw, the practice continues to draw the commission. And so to give you an idea of what that looks like is, let's say we were scanning 100 patients a month. And let's say some ridiculously low number, like only 10% of the 100 patients that we scan, only 10% care enough about their health to spend $1 a day. Only 10 out of 100 think that their eyes are worth $31 a month. Those 10 at the end of 10 months would be 100. At the end of 12 months, it would be 120 customers. Every 100 patients on that eye formula is going to generate for the practice $10,000 a year. Now, if we had stepped those patients up to LifePak, then that would generate $15,000 a year. If we step them up to LifePak Nano, then that's going to generate for the practice $30,000 a year. What you will find is probably a hybrid of these three options. You'll have some patients go on the eye formula. Some patients will opt for the middle of the road, the complete nutritional formula, but they're not going to spend too much, so they feel comfortable around that $2 a day price point. And then you're going to have some patients that really care about their health, and so you'll get a hybrid of these. But what this slide does is it gives you income generation that can happen to a practice. So if you just make in blocks of 100 patients, every 100 patients, if we did a kind of a hybrid of this thing, is probably worth about $15,000 a year. So a couple of hundred patients, $30,000 a year. So it's pretty easy to see where you could be making a couple of $1,000s a month in scanning fees, and you could be making a couple of $1,000s a month on the sale of supplements. So this next slide just shows you some combined examples. So if we were just doing the eye formula, you could do 100 scans a month, and let's say you converted 25% of them, you'd add about $54,000 to the practice. And you can look at the slide. If we were pushing a little more toward a nutritional package, it could be $69,000 a year to the practice. If we were in a neighborhood where we had maybe a more affluent neighborhood or a place where people were really conscious of their health, or the healthcare professional really understands the benefits of a high-quality nutritional program, this thing could easily add $100,000 to the practice. So here's the summation before I hand it over to Jackie. Two major benefits. One, we measure and we show patients where their nutritional levels are at. That is step one on the health side of the benefit, and then step two is to make recommendations to improve that antioxidant status to patients who are at less risk for heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and age-related eye diseases. So that's the benefit to the patient, a health benefit to the patient. The second benefit is this scanner can very easily add anywhere from $30,000 to $100,000 to a standard eye practice. With that, Jackie, I'm going to hand it over to you. Thanks for having me on the program today.
John, thank you for sharing your vision, my vision, of a healthier and wealthier practice for our eye professionals. So if you would like to join our team and begin enjoying the power of health and wealth in your practice, you can contact us through the information on this slide. And as John mentioned earlier in the presentation, you can find the supporting science and research on the scanner and see what other healthcare professionals are doing with this program at www.hcpnalliance.com.